Catus, Maximus here. This time this is going to be a pretty quick review of the 10-piece GearWrench mid-length chrome 6-point socket set. Oh, I had the metric version. I think I made a video a while ago, but pretty much I do spend all my revenue on tools, so I got to try to make some videos. Anyway, I think these are okay. It seems when it comes to the mid-length chrome sockets, the GearWrench ones are about as cheap as it gets, although Apex Tools is pretty detestable. Maybe not that detestable. It seems certain products, such as the mid-length 1/4 inch and 3/8 sockets, they have a pretty good deal. The only thing I will say is on the 3/8 versions, they're exactly in between what would be a short well, a standard short well, and a standard deep well. Where on the 1/4 inch drive, they're oddly just a little bit on the shorter side, kind of like the Sunex 12-point impacts are a bit on the shorter side. What I mean by that, so if we line all these up, we can see that they're only about 3/8 of an inch taller than a standard short well, but they're almost an inch shorter than a deep well, or 7/8 of an inch or something like that, 17 millimeters. So they're just a little bit deeper than a normal short well, and I always, personally, my preference is for them to be just exactly in the middle, right in between the two sizes. So that's the only thing to mention, is they're just a little bit on the shorter side, but they're still generally okay. They are relatively deep broached. Some people actually like the deep broaching, although a lot of people do like shallow broaching on sockets. Just because if you're working with short fasteners, they don't fall all the way in, or if you have nuts, they don't fall all the way in, although there is certain situations where it's handy to have deep fluting on a socket. Sometimes there's some inconsistency with GearWrench tools. These generally seem okay. A lot of times it's the little detents to retain them on the ratchet. Sometimes isn't always the same. You can tell them by looking at the side, but these all seem to be pretty good. They do have little machine detents, which is actually not entirely standardized in 1/4 inch sockets, just because it's sometimes deemed not necessary. And as far as the sizing, actually we should probably go with the 1/2 inch because it's just easier on the mind when you're looking at 500 thousandths being a perfect 1/2 inch. And we're looking at 507 there, and we'll compare with the Carlisles. So on the Napa Carlisle here, we've got 506, 507, so just about the same as the Carlisle, not too bad. And then I do have the GearWrench 1/4 inch impacts here, which they're also pretty well priced. And they are the same size on the impact, so at least they are pretty consistent on the sizing on these. Anyway, for whatever these were, 20 bucks or something, I think they're okay, just because they are, acceptably made Taiwanese tools, and they're mid-length 1/4 inch sockets, which just aren't the easiest thing to find. Anyway, oh, and I should mention, this is not my favorite type of plastic rail. This is some type of real proprietary rail that uses a V-groove instead of the plastic rails, which like the Napa Carlisle, etc. uses, where they have an overclip. Those seem to be more standardized, so it's kind of hard to find. Actually, these type of V-rails I've only ever gotten with GearWrench tools. So they're kind of not super useful because they're really unique, and it's hard to find accessories, and you don't get a lot of other sockets with them. Even though they are reasonably rigid, and I think it's part of the reason they do that is because they can have a flat plane with these two vertical bars on it, and as far as plastic is concerned, that can add greatly to the rigidity. So that's probably why they stick with it. Anyway, really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.